My name is China Sino. I'm an author and I'm the founder of SeminarPhilippines.com and several other books. Today I'd like to introduce to you one of the most influential mentors in my life. He is a best-selling author of over 30 books. He's one of the most sought-after speakers, not only in the Philippines but all over the world. He founded many organizations including Anawim, which is the home for the abandoned elderly, and the Light of Jesus community. He also founded the Truly Rich Club, which has been helping thousands of people gain financial wealth and spiritual abundance at the same time. My friends, I'm pleased to introduce to you the man himself, Brother Sanchez.
Thank you for granting this invitation.
It's my privilege to be here. Thank you, Shan, for inviting me.
I prepared lots of questions for you, Brother Bo.
Great.
These are not just my questions, but also the questions I gathered from friends.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So, Brother Bo, I did my research and I learned that you used to be a poor missionary for 20 years. Two
That's
decades.
Right. That is right.
Okay. You lived with the poor, you dined with the poor, and you served the poor. Today, you're still a missionary, right?
Yes.
But the difference is that from being a poor missionary, you're now a truly rich missionary. So what inspired you to shift from being poor to becoming truly rich?
Yeah. Well, I believe, the reason why I was poor as a missionary, because I thought that was the only way of becoming a missionary. I thought that, I was reading the life story of Saint Francis. He was a beggar and he lived a very simple life, lived in the streets, and that was my goal. My goal in life was to be like Saint Francis and to retire as a poor man, as a beggar in the streets. And there, I said to myself, that's what I wanted to do. But along the way, it became more and more difficult and more challenging, because I really wanted to help the poor. But how could I help the poor if I didn't know anything about money, didn't know anything about business, didn't know about how to earn money? So I said there must be something wrong with what I was doing. I still believe that the vow of poverty is a special call for a very select group of people. I believe in that. But I think for most of us, 99% of us, God calls us to use our talents, our gifts, and our education, our intelligence, our knowledge, to be able to earn money and to be able to multiply that money so that we can help other people.
How did you do it, Brother Bo? How did you go from being poor to becoming truly rich? Because now I know you have businesses,
Yes.
you have investments in the stock market, in real estate.
Yes.
So how was the shift?
Well, it wasn't easy because people couldn't understand. So at least there were some people who were criticizing me, and they were saying, there's something wrong with Bo. He's mixing money with God. But I plodded on, and I think I lacked models. They were difficult. It was difficult to look for a model. Somebody who's a missionary, but who's a millionaire missionary who would help the poor with his financial knowledge. But what I did was I just plodded on, and I started one business, and then that failed, kept on. I said to myself, maybe this is a learning curve that I have to go through. But after a few more businesses, I started hitting my stride and started learning how to do it. And then with that knowledge, I started sharing to other people.
Oh, that's good. So you started businesses and you failed?
Yes.
You learned from those failures?
Yes. 10 businesses.
10 failed businesses?
Yes.
Wow. So was there ever a time, Brother Bo, that you wanted to give up?
There were many times that it was very discouraging. Like when I lost money in a business. And I would pray and I'd ask God, Lord, am I really doing what you want me to do? Because losing money, losing my dignity, looking at one business failure after another business failure, I really began to have doubts.
Yes.
And of course, there was the criticism from people saying, oh, you're now preaching another gospel. You're an instrument of the devil because you're now telling people to become rich. And so that was very those were difficult times. It never reached that point where I give up. I don't think I ever reached that point. Because of my faith, because I had a bunch of supportive people who said, "Bo, you're in the right track," But Yes, there were many discouraging nights.
So that's normal, Brother Bo.
Yes.
When you want to be successful, you have to go
Yes.
through failures and
Oh, absolutely.
discouragements. And that's okay, right?
That is wonderful.
Just
That is
don't-
okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Alright. Brother Bo, if you were to summarize the 3 things that help you grow your finances and achieve financial freedom,
Yeah.
what are those 3 things? Yeah.
I think mindset is number 1.
Okay.
That you've got to change your mindset, change your paradigm. I believe that being poor was pleasing to God, and that being rich was something unpleasing to God.
Okay.
And I had to change that whole mindset. My mindset before was rich people are thieves, rich people are bad people. I had to change that, and I had to change my notion of serving the poor. You know, that it's not just being with the poor and being poor so that you can serve the poor. I had to just change all that. I was telling myself, if that's the way to love the poor, then I'm trapping them in poverty. And so there's got to be another way. So mindset is very important. If people want to be successful, they've got to change their mindset. The way to do that is through number 2, models, mentors. Being able to find, for example, I found entrepreneurs with big hearts for God and for the poor. And I said to myself, wow, not all rich people are bad people. They love God, they serve God. And in fact, what I noticed was I met some very, very successful business people who loved the poor more than I did. And that shocked me. I said, wow. And so there, I just began to change my whole mindset. So mentors are very important because this was a whole new ball game for me.
Yeah.
I knew how to preach. I knew what the Bible was, and I knew church doctrine, but I didn't know anything about the stock market. Didn't know anything about how to put up a business. Didn't know anything about income and profit and marketing. So I had to be humble. I had to be teachable, and I had to get these mentors. The third thing is execution.
Okay.
I've got to be someone who was committed to okay, I'm learning and I'm changing my mindset, but at the end of the day, I've got to be the one who should say, I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Jump in and be willing to fail, be willing to go through more failures, because the most successful people in the world are those with the most failure.
And Brother Bo, I hear this a lot. I hear this from employees, and they would say, I will put up my own business when I resign from work and I get my retirement pay. There's a common notion that one of the most important factors of putting up a business is money. That once you have the money, okay, you can put up a business. But if you don't have the money, you can't put up a business. What can you say about it, Brother Bo?
No. Money is not the thing of a business. A business comes from a passion. It comes from the willingness to try this passion that you have and turn it into a profit, and be willing to go through the difficulty and the trials because you're passionate about it, because you want to serve a customer, you want to serve a group of people with what God has given to you.
Yes.
And it may, if you don't have money, I think it's a great place to be.
Really?
Because I think the worst thing is you've got the money.
Okay.
And I want to put up a business. I've got money.
Yes.
That's it. That's a worst thing worst place that you can ever be, because what happens is that you spend the money.
Right.
And you think that's the puhunan.
Yes.
But no, I really believe the puhunan is the hard work. The puhunan is your willingness to try, your willingness to be teachable, looking for a mentor. So if you don't have money, you'll be forced to start small, which is great. I always believe to dream big, start small. The people who have money, they're tempted to start big. And what happens is that they fail big. So you don't want that. You want to start small because you know that you'll be failing at this first few instances anyway. So you can put your little money, which is great, and then learn from there.
Amen.
No,
It's not the myth.
No.
It's really the passion and your
Yeah.
determination, hard
Yeah.
work.
And it's a combination of passion and gifting. Because
Yeah.
there are people who are passionate about something that they're not gifted in, but they can learn, of course, because of the passion. They'll learn and they'll increase in their gifting.
Yes.
But I like it when a would-be entrepreneur comes up to me and says, "I'm passionate about this, and you know what? I'm very good in it also. Except that it's not my business. I'm making someone else rich, but I'm already good in that thing." And I say that's a winning combination.
So it should be passion plus the gift
Yeah, I call it the potential.
potential.
So it's easy to remember.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a
Passion
passion,
plus
you've got a
potential.
potential, and then you've got profit.
To succeed in business and to succeed financially, how important really is financial education?
It's the whole world.
Really?
You cannot give what you don't have.
Okay.
I mean, how can you? it's the thing that you should do. And in fact, before you start your business, you've got to just absorb. And that's what I did before I started my businesses. I just had to read, and I had to go attend seminars,
Yep.
and listen to audio talks. I just filled my mind with got a list of mentors, interviewed them, and then when I failed, I would go back to my mentors and say, what did I do wrong, and so on. So financial education is the thing.
I have friends who are employees as well,
Yes.
and I have lots of friends who are employees, and they ask me, Sha, I'm an employee and I want to get rid of my debts, or I want to earn more to pay bills, or I want to be financially free, but I don't know where to start. So, what advice can we give them?
I give them the 10-20-70 principle,
Okay.
that they have to live within the 70% of their whatever income or salary or commission that they have, and set aside the 30%. 10% goes to God, 20% they can use to invest for the future, so that they will have passive income. I would recommend the stock market, but you've got to know how to do it, because a lot of people fail in that.
Yes.
And so that's my recommendation.
Okay, so the 10, 20, and 70 rule.
Yeah.
What advice can you give our OFWs? Because they earn a lot of money,
Yes.
right? While they are abroad.
Yes.
And I know that a lot of them eventually want to come home for good.
Yes.
So what advice can you give them so that they could speed up their going home process?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Again, my only recommendation is the 70-10, 20-10. I always go back to that. It's so simple that people disregard it.
Yeah.
People say, "What's the solution?" And I say, "That's the solution." Huh? Is there any other solution? No, that's the solution. Because many OFWs I know, they overspend because they overspend and they oversend.
Okay.
They just send
Yeah.
a lot of their money back home,
Yep.
and they just let the spouse or the eldest child take care of the budget. And when they come back here, they say, "Is there any savings?" "None." "Yeah." "Oh, there's none." "Okay, I have to go back." And so they've got to make that decision and say, "No, I'm going to keep the 20% or even more,
Yeah.
and start investing in the stock market, or be able to start a small business." But that's something that you've got to do with mentors.
Yes.
And I've seen this so happen so many times. They start a business with somebody here in the Philippines
Yeah.
while they're abroad, and the
Okay.
business is not cared for
Yeah.
because there's no personal ownership. This
Mhm.
is not my money. This is the money of my dad. This is the money of my mom. This is the
Yeah.
money of my auntie, and she wants me to start a business. We'll half in the profits, but it's not my money.
Yeah.
So they won't care for it like it's theirs,
Yes.
and there's no passion sometimes. So I really say be careful about that. And I recommend if they're OFWs, they earn a little bit more.
Yes.
Maybe live on 60% or live on 50%. I know
Right.
people like that. I know OFWs who've woken up, who are sick and tired of going abroad year after year after year. They miss their kids. They want to come home. They really are very radical about it now. They get 50%.
Wow.
Yeah, and say, "I'm going to live on 50%.
Right.
Yeah.
And in the next 10 to 15 years, or maybe
Yeah.
earlier, they
Yeah.
could go home for good
Yeah,
and live on interest, perhaps.
live on interest or get a little bit of that money and start the business.
Yes.
But they've already studied it while they were abroad.
Yeah.
They have some financial education, and they can hit the road running.
You talked about the stock market, Brother Bo. There are different notions about investing in the stock market. Some say that investing in the stock market is risky.
Yes.
Investing in the stock market is only for the rich, or
Yes.
for only to those who earn a lot of money.
Yes.
Is that true?
It is risky.
Yeah.
Yes, if you don't know what you're doing, it is very risky because 85% of people who get into the stock market lose their money. 85%. I mean, that's a big number.
Yes.
So the question is, how can you be part of the 15%? Well, through financial education. And some people say only the rich people can get into the stock market. Yes, some years ago it was true. You cannot. If you had only 10,000 pesos, it will be very difficult to look for a broker who will accept you. Most brokers will only entertain people who have 100,000, who have 500, and that was like years ago. So when 100,000 was really a huge amount of money. But today, because of online brokers, we can now accept people with 5,000.
5,000, you can
At a
invest
start.
in the stock market.
At a start, and then every month, if you want to put only 1,000, 2,000 bucks, you'll be able to do it.
So it's like literally making the stock market your piggy bank.
Yes, exactly.
And what's the difference, Brother Bo, between trading in the stock market and investing in the stock market?
Very good question. Trading is when you buy and then during the day, during the next few days, you sell. You buy and then you sell. You buy and you sell.
Okay.
Most of the people who lose money in the stock market are traders.
I see.
Are ignorant traders. You know, they just get a hot tip from somebody. Hey, this stock is gonna go up. Not knowing anything about the company, they just buy stocks of that company. Then when they see their money going down in value, they sell it.
Yeah.
It's a terrible thing. So we don't do that.
Okay.
I don't recommend that at all. If you're an employee or you're an entrepreneur, my recommendation is to invest in the stock market. We only, and the rules are only the giant companies.
Okay.
Giant companies that will be around for the next 50 years.
Right.
So that's the companies that we do recommend, specific companies. I recommend to people specific companies. And then to do it, not really looking at the market every day,
Yes.
but every month, get the 20% of your salary, buy those shares every single month.
Okay.
Whether the market is up or down, just
Yeah.
keep on buying, keep on buying, keep on buying. In 10 to 20 years, you will be a multi-millionaire.
Wow. So you don't really time the market. You don't wait for the market to go down or go up.
Nope.
Just every month
Yeah.
you invest a little amounts.
That's right.
Is that what you call money cost averaging or
Yes.
the strategic averaging method?
That is what you call the money cost averaging.
Money cost averaging.
We tweaked it a bit and we developed a new program called strategic averaging method. The foundation is still money cost averaging, where every month you put your money in, but we just tweaked it a bit so that you earn a bit more.
Alright.
And the way we did that was when you recommend a company, when I would recommend a company, I would put a buy below price, so that if the price goes beyond that price, you don't buy anymore, so that you're protected. You always buy at a cheaper price. And then we have a target price, meaning to say when we feel that this is the value of the company, the moment the price hits there, we tell people to sell, and then we buy a cheaper company. It's not trading. It is not trading. I call it, money cost averaging on steroids, where we tweak it a bit. And then when we feel that the market, the whole stock market is overheated, usually this happens before a crash. My mentors know, because they've been, for example, my main mentor, he's been in the stock market for 38 years. He's seen the crashes, he's seen the peaks, he's seen the valleys. He knows, and he's a world stock market investor. He's in Indonesia, in America, in Hong Kong, in China. He knows the stock market world. So when it's overheating before the crash, I can tell people it's time to pull out your money. So it's not totally money cost averaging. It's a bit better.
A lot of people are raving about Truly Rich Club, and one person told me that, one member told me that her membership in the Truly Rich Club made her a more positive and happier person. And before, she used to buy gadgets. Now she buys companies.
Whoa.
I mean, stocks of companies.
Yeah.
She now invests in the stock market.
That's right.
So can you tell us more about the Truly Rich Club?
Yeah. I decided that I wanted good people to become rich.
Okay.
That's the whole purpose of the Truly Rich Club. Because for many people, being rich was for bad people. And if I'm a religious person, I'm a spiritual person, I'm a good person, I'm a kind person, I shouldn't be thinking too much about money. I wanted to change that mindset. I said, no, if only bad people will become rich, what a terrible world this will be. Good
I
people
agree.
have to become rich.
Yes.
So that was my campaign. It was a crusade, it's a movement, and I started sharing my thoughts to people. And I wanted to form a club so that I could teach people specifically how to invest in the stock market. At the same time, be able to teach, encourage entrepreneurship and financial education, but also helping them in their spiritual life.
Okay.
That I wanted to combine that because it's not all about money.
Right.
If you just become rich with money, you'll be rich but unhappy, miserable. So no, I wanted them to remain connected to God. I wanted their priorities right. That love is more important than money. Relationships are more important than money. Family is more important than money. But money is also important.
Yes.
It may not be the most important thing,
Yes.
but it's important. So let's work on that.
So it's a balance between becoming rich financially and in material wealth, and also becoming rich spiritually.
Yes.
So maybe that's how different Truly Rich Club is
Yes.
from other seminars and books that teach
Yes.
about
Yes.
how to make more money.
That's right.
Okay. And Brother Bo, I reviewed the Truly Rich Club,
Yeah.
and I learned that you're giving a truckload of materials
Yes.
for helping people gain financial freedom, like the stocks updates.
Yes.
So we talked about investing in the stock market.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about the stocks updates
Yeah.
and what they get from it?
Yeah. So every so often, minimum is twice a month.
Yep.
I send a stocks update. If there's something happening in the market, like there's dips or crashes, I send more. I send once a week, sometimes twice a week. There was a time when the stock market was doing badly, but for us, we're happy.
Yes.
when there's a dip, I was sending almost every day, encouraging people, don't sell, we should be happy, the stocks are down. So I tell people what stocks to buy, I give them a buy below price, I tell them when to sell. So it's hand holding. For people who have never done it before, I'm able to encourage people because people like to do it. They don't know how to do it.
Right.
So we've been able to help thousands of people grow their money, and they will become multi-millionaires if they just keep on doing what they're doing now.
Wow, wonderful.
Yeah.
And yeah, I tried the stocks updates because when I go online and I want to buy stocks, there are
Yeah.
so many options.
250 companies.
Right, and I don't know which company
Yeah.
to buy. But with the stocks update, I just click, buy below this price.
Yeah.
I just check the price. It's very easy to buy.
That's right.
I could do it in 10 minutes
Great.
max, or even less.
That's right. Once a month, I send a newsletter. I email it to the members. It's chock full of strategies on how to grow their mindset, grow in their financial knowledge,
Okay.
and be able to explore other avenues by which they can earn money.
Okay, very good. So it's applicable to employees and then
Yeah.
business people. Right. And you also have the Power Talks, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's I'm very proud of that. That twice a month I
Yeah.
send them an audio talk, and so members are able to listen to it could be about money, it could be about their spiritual life, it could be about family life. It's just how to become rich in every area of their life.
Every area of the
Yes.
And you also interview your mentors.
Yes.
So you talked about your mentor in the stock market. He's
Yeah.
been in the stock market for 38 years. And you have interviews with your mentors, which
Yeah.
you share to the
Yes.
members.
Yes. So that's the thing. We also give them a daily email called God Whispers.
God Whispers.
And people love that, it's just very short, sometimes one line, 2 lines, 1 sentence, 2 sentences, but I designed it in such a way that it comes every day, and people love it. Members have been telling me that even just for that, they'll be a member of the Truly Rich Club.
The God Whispers.
Yeah.
And just a side note, Brother Bo, I know of someone, a friend, who was heartbroken. And then she said that she's been reading the God Whispers. And in God Whispers, she's always reminded that you're beautiful.
Yeah.
God has a plan for you. And she reads it every day.
That's
So,
right.
so the other voice, is being drowned by the God whispers.
Wonderful.
So
Wonderful.
she's immersed herself in those God
Yeah.
whispers.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm happy.
She said it helped her
Yeah.
move on from the
Wonderful.
breakup. Yeah.
You know, many people think that money is just about money. It's
Right.
hard, it's cold, and it's cash. No, it's not. You know, money is, we're an emotional being and we're a spiritual being. So all of these things are interconnected. That's why the design of the Truly Rich Club is, yes, we talk about money, we teach about the stock market, we teach about this and that, but you know, we want to inspire, we want to encourage, we want to lift people up. Yeah.
Wow. So you'll be personally mentoring the members of the Truly Rich Club
Yes,
if
yes.
they become a member?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So
My joy to do that.
aside from the God Whispers, you also have the ebooks, right? You have
Yes.
the My Maid Invest in the Stock Market
Yes.
ebook, and you have other ebooks
Yep.
to give away to the members of Truly
Yeah,
Rich Club.
just to help them grow personally.
And what's your vision, Brother Wolf, for the members of the Truly Rich Club?
Yeah, I want them to become millionaire missionaries like me.
Mm-hmm.
When I say missionary, I don't mean they leave their jobs or their
Right.
business, but wherever they go, they become messengers of God's love. But the difference is that they have money. They have the money to act, to serve,
Yes.
to give, to be generous. That's my goal. That the country, the Philippines, you know, if more and more good people become rich, this is gonna be a powerful movement to lift up this country. It's gonna be amazing. I'm excited about it.
So it's not just a club. You're actually doing a financial revolution.
Yes.
You want
Yes.
lots of good people to become rich so that they could use their
Yeah.
money for the good
Yes.
for other people.
Yes. And you know, let's face it, having money is a temptation to become materialistic.
Yep.
But I don't look at it that way. I want to maintain. That's why there's a club.
Yes.
That I want to keep on hand-holding them, not only their financial life, but in their spiritual life,
Yes.
so that I believe in the goodness of their hearts. And I believe that the Holy Spirit,
Yeah.
I pray that they continue to allow the Holy Spirit to move them. And it's really funny when I talk about the stocks and I talk about the Holy Spirit. It's like, whoa, but and people will find that strange. But no, I don't find it strange at all.
So, Brother Bo, so maybe people who are viewing this video would like to get mentored by you through the Truly Rich Club, would like to get to be millionaires as well, to be millionaire missionaries.
Yeah.
So maybe some of them would ask, I'm an employee, can I join? I'm a businessman, can I join?
Yeah,
I'm a student, I'm an OFW, can I join?
absolutely.
Is Truly Rich Club open to everyone, Brother Bo?
For everyone. For everyone.
So there. And you still have the money back guarantee, right?
Yes.
I mean, they could try joining the club for a month.
Yeah.
For a month, and if they don't like it,
Give back 100% of whatever.
of their money.
Yeah, it's
and they get to keep all those bonuses.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's that.
Wow.
You know, it's just we just want to serve people. So you try it out. If you don't like it, then thank you for trying. I'm always encouraged by my own helper. You know, we've got helpers at home, and
Yep.
I taught them how to invest in the stock market.
Yes.
And we pray, we share together at home with them, and it's a privilege to do that. They never stop thanking me for what I've done in their lives, and they always tell me, you know, Kuya Bo. Of course, they say this in Tagalog. No?
Yes.
But let's say it in English. They say, if we did not know you, if we did not work with you, we would not be where we are today.
Right.
My helper now has 600,000
Wow.
pesos plus in her stock market investment, and I think that very few maids have that amount of money. My other maid has about 450,000 pesos in her
Wow.
stock market investment.
Yes.
You know, and my driver has he started late. Probably he's got about 150,000.
Wow.
But all of them are so grateful. We've got employees in our businesses now, and in our ministries. All of them, 95% of them, are investing in the stock market. Drivers, messengers,
Wow.
and they're happy.
Yes.
They're happy there. So it's a revolution. You're right. So I want to keep on helping people.
Wow. Wow.
So I meet my maids every day. I meet my driver every day, and they're always thanking me, and that motivates me to go out there and help more good people become rich.
Yes. And I met your maid in March
Yeah.
through the Truly Rich Club Wealth Summit,
Yeah.
and I was starstruck because I just read her story in your book, My Maid Invests in Stock Market,
Yeah.
and when I saw her on stage, wow! Thank you again, Brother Bo. We
Thank
learned
you.
a lot from this short interview, and what more if they get to have you as a mentor for the rest of for years or for months. Thank you very much, Brother.
Thank you.
It's an honor, Brother Bo.
Thank you so much.